Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm so happy to be with you tonight. I'm so glad to be able to bring to you the best that I can find in music and just the artistry that is all over Connecticut. Tonight's guest, the first time I ever saw his name, it was up on the marquee at the Guard Arts Theater, and I was like, now that's a name that should be in lights. And so I went on Facebook to try to find him, and I come to find out he's a homegrown boy, and that made me really happy. So I got a hold of him, and I asked him if he'd come and do my show, and he's come and done my radio show, and now he's here. Please help me welcome into your home. You're going to love him. He's wonderful. Cosmos Sunshine.
This is called Black Eyed Soul. Jive is getting old. My blood is hot, but my hands are cold. A deeper shade of red is bleeding on my black-eyed soul. Yeah. And these brown eyes, they don't want to see no more. Drunk in the afternoon, it all happened much too soon. Rolling and tumbling, stepping out in my blue suede Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody out there in TV land. I'm going to play a song from my most recent album called The Butterfly Fight Club. It's a song I wrote when the Occupy Wall Street movement was happening. It's called the Brooklyn Bridge Song. Hope you like it. I'm on a high road, I'm on a high road, and the sun is shining. I'm on a high road, and the sun is shining, and the people are laughing, 'cause it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. My song is survival. My song is survival. Gotta keep on singing. I love revival. Gotta keep on growing. Like a river is flowing. 'Cause it's such a beautiful day. Hey, hey, it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. Be not afraid, do not despair, don't waste your life away. Spread your wings and shine a light and rise to greet each day. Give yourself to the sweeter lights all around. Be aware, do not be scared, for love's a thing we all must share and pass along for the sake of all that's good in this world. I'm on a high road, I'm on a high road, and the sun is shining. I'm on a high road, and the sun is shining, and the people are laughing, 'cause it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's such a beautiful day. Hey, it's such a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Anyway, that's the Brooklyn Bridge Song. Hope you dug it. I think I'm going to bring it down a little bit right now for a song that I wrote earlier this year and recorded up at the lovely On Deck Studios in Northfield, Connecticut, right near Thomaston. Great studio if you're ever looking for a place to make a good record. This is called Ode to Pain. Say you've seen me suffer nearly every single day. No booze or drugs or woman can make it go away. Don't talk too much about just one thing that I've learned from my worry and my strife. There's no water left in the well, no way to pay the price. It'll take your friends and your money, might even take your wife. When your life is hanging in the fray, you can sing an ode to pain. Ode to pain, ode to pain. Only suffering remains. Ode to pain, ode to pain. Seems like my only friend. When the darkness comes again, my love, I'll sing an ode to pain. Ode to pain, ode to pain. Only suffering remains. Ode to pain, ode to pain. Seems like my only friend. When the darkness comes again, my love, I'll sing an ode to pain. Thank you. So that was kind of like the introductory song to the beginning of my latest recording project, which I decided after doing that session that I was going to record my whole new upcoming album at On Deck Studios. Being as I'm really excited about that, and yeah, getting ready to release hopefully by the end of this year. I'm still working behind the Butterfly Fight Club album, which I think is also fantastic. But excited to play one of these songs, newer songs for you. This is called Sink or Swim. I was sinking lower and I fell in love with the dream. Drifting black water surrounded by every extreme. When I'm constantly in motion, the pain of the emotion recedes. Naked as a baby on a lotus leaf in a latrine. I was going under when you threw a rope to me. The truth of the illusion is I was setting out to sea. It's the order of confusion, sometimes I'll play with fantasy. In a place that is nowhere, in a time that'll never be. I find that getting over is merely getting off for free. I was going under when you threw a rope to me. I would rather die than become a cog in this machine. It's a true and tragic fact that I've become a casualty. With Pantheon ghosts coming back to take the piss out of me. I would rather die than become a cog in this machine. I would run away, but you'd come looking for me. Rolling on the waves of a song, I could rise above and you could really see the value in me, and I could really heal the pain within me, yeah. I was sinking lower and I fell in love with the dream. Drifting black water surrounded by every extreme. When I'm constantly in motion, the pain of the emotion recedes. Naked as a baby and a lotus leaf in a latrine. I was going under when you threw a rope to me. Rolling on the waves of a song, I could rise above and you could really see the value in me, and I could really heal the pain within me. Rolling on the waves of a song, I could rise above and you could really see the value in me, and I could really heal the pain within me, and you could really see the value in me, and I could really heal the pain within me, and thank you. Yeah, that's a bit of a personal one, I guess, about struggle and perseverance, and basically, I like to write in a way that anything can be sort of interpreted by whoever is listening, and that's one of those tunes. This is another one. This is I really love this song. And it's totally abstract, and there's really no literal meaning to any of it. But I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's called The Bomb. It's another song from the upcoming album, which is tentatively titled Comes with the Fall. This is called The Bomb. The light bulb. Every time they interrogate me, a match made in heaven, just to burn my family tree. Oh, my love, say a prayer for me on the bomb. This whole tone is older. Won't you beg for my TV? But I'm not a soldier. You can't drink my blood for free. Oh, my love, say a prayer for me on the bar. World is a pearl. Take off your silk hat and lay with me, and make me a diamond with heat, pressure and scrutiny. Oh, my love, say a prayer for me on the bomb. Shooting star, shooting star, shooting star salesman. It's like as if Pablo Picasso was a songwriter. But yeah, I'm really happy with the recording of that one, and can't wait to unleash it on the world. But in the meantime, I have this other wonderful album that I released about a year ago, a little over a year ago, which is available to be ordered or downloaded via the music link on my website, which is www.cosmossunshinemusic.com. This is a song that is been around for a little while. It's a kind of a bit of a signature tune, and it's maybe my favorite recording on the Butterfly Fight Club album. It's called Porcelain Flower. I was searching for a love in this Babylon. Always hoping for the one to come along. You were there when I called you, and you turned me on. You gave it all, yeah, yeah. I was sworn to be the one with soldiers on, always waiting, always praying, feeling fleeting, but I carry on. You were there, but you left me as I left the ground. Heart of stone, oh, 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 porcelain flower, pleasure and pain, passion and power, hot ashes, fire and rain. Will you come down again? Porcelain flower, pleasure and pain, passion and power, hot ashes, fire and rain. Will you come down again? Hot ashes, fire porcelain flower. I took that on a little adventure there. But, you know, I can do whatever I want with my songs. Thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for listening. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, Dot, for having me. This is awesome. I'm going to play a song that's going to be on the new record, and it's representative of a state of mind much more than a geographical location. It's called California Smile. Wind in my face where the rain falls down from the sky above. I've always been told there's a land of gold where the breezes blow from an ocean of blue. California, Sunday morning, dawn and golden. From the rain and snow, hallelujah, I'm gone. The year was 13 and the city obscene, and the snow on the ground was as black as a nun. Yeah, in my brain I'm high on a plane on a westerly course for my home in the sun. California, Sunday morning, dawn and golden. From the rain and snow, hallelujah, I'm on. I only got one reason, one good reason. Only got one good goddamn reason. Only got one reason to stay, and that's you. Come from a place I call wind in my face where the rain falls down from the sky above. I've always been told there's a land of gold where the breezes blow from an ocean of blue. California, Sunday morning, dawn and golden. From the rain and snow, hallelujah, I'm gone. California, every morning, dawn and golden. From the rain and snow, hallelujah, I'm gone. Thank you. Pardon me while I pause for the cause. Okay. Let's... Alrighty. I think it's only my duty first to tune, and then to play another song from the Butterfly Fight Club album. Excuse me. This is called Fly Black Sparrow. Not a word is spoken, but the wind calls your name. Come out and sing, bird on all bonds are broken. Let the shackles remain. Come out and sing, bird on the wing, and let yourself go. Come out and sing in a voice of a king. Oh, a message of hope. And fly, black sparrow, open your wings to the night. Fly through my window, you make it all right. Old wounds are open, they cut straight to the vein. Oh, come out and sing, bird on the wing, and let yourself go. Come out and sing in a voice of a king. Oh, a message of hope. And fly. Fly, black sparrow, oh, open your wings to the night and fly right through my window. You make it all right. It's called Fly, Black Sparrow. Thank you.
You ready?
Yeah.
Come on over and have a chat with me.
Great.
While Cosmos is getting settled in, remember tomorrow's the last day of Sailfest, except if you're watching next week and then you missed it. And get out there and enjoy what's going on in your neighborhood. It's summertime and there is just so much going on in the city, and all around you there should be some kind of festival or music event. Get out and support the local events that are happening. While Cosmos is getting his mic on, let me remind you that the Hygienic Art Park is also open and doing all kinds of wonderful things. Go to hygienic.org to see what's going on there. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
How's your throat?
It's not the best, but you know.
Well, thank you for gumming up and actually being here when you don't feel good.
It's kind of what you have to do, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Part of the rock and roll phenomenon.
Yeah, it is. Let's talk a little bit about you as a person first. Mm-hmm. I bet this is a question that you get all the time, but let's answer it for your fans. Cosmos Sunshine. Why did you make up that name?
I didn't.
Ah,
yeah.
See? Tell everybody the truth.
It's on the birth certificate.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I was in line to be John Heitman IV. So my mom was kind of like, you know, under whatever post, you know, birthing state she was in. She was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah,
be Cosmo
cool.
Sunshine. So
was she a little bit of a hippie?
Little bit. She's, you know, I think that they prefer to be called freaks back in the day.
Freaks back in the day.
So, but
she's an artist, isn't she?
Yeah, she is an artist, and she's a wildlife rehabilitator, and yeah, she's my hero in many ways, you know.
Well, that's a good thing. So, when and where did you start playing music?
I started when I was 14. I think my next door neighbor had gotten a guitar and he was sort of messing around with it. Mm-hmm. And I'd like, looking back on it, it was like, I'd been like tapping on things, and I think my grandmother had got me like a crappy toy drum kit that I destroyed like before that. But basically what I did was I went over and borrowed my neighbor's guitar and then just basically taught myself how to play pretty quickly. So
you didn't have any formal music lessons from the beginning?
No, not from the beginning. You know, we didn't have a piano in the house. There were really no musical instruments in the house. There was a turntable and a bunch of records, so there was a lot of music in the house. But no, I did end up taking some lessons here and there over the time. And
then you went off to school?
Yeah, I was at Berklee College of Music for a short period. I went to a summer program right after I got out of high school, and then skipped a semester, went to the spring semester, I think in 1991, and then right when that was done, a good friend of mine from Iverton actually was moving to New York, or into a new apartment in New York, and was like, I need a roommate.
Nice.
Like, okay.
Nice.
I'm that guy.
So don't you feel like with the name Cosmo Sunshine that you are absolutely destined to greatness?
I've had to modify that a little bit, just because, you know, greatness is measured in so many different ways, and there's so many different types of currency in this world, you know. So I think I've done some pretty good stuff, and I think I was, you know, I feel there was a bit of destiny in that I was going to be an artist of some kind, and you know, I had been a painter and you know, sculpting and stuff, really into arts, visual arts when I was younger. But when the guitar came into the picture, it was like an intervention. It just like sort of took over my whole reality. Nice.
Who are some of the people that have given you a cause for making music?
John Lennon would be the big one to start with. I think when he was assassinated, and I saw how not only my parents reacted, but how the world at large reacted. Like, the Beatles had already been sort of the musical part of the musical tapestry at home, which included a bunch of other great bands. But when John Lennon was shot, and I saw that, what the weight of his persona and what he meant to people and his message, and just the power of song really dawned on me then. And so John Lennon would be number one.
You were pretty young at that point.
Yeah, I was 8, you know. But I still remember it. It was like one of those, like, where were you when JFK was shot? I remember when John Lennon was shot.
I remember both of those things, unfortunately. You're a songwriter, and you have taken your songwriting to a bunch of different levels. What is it that is your muse when you're writing songs?
Nature, patterns in nature. You know, I become healthy and whole when I'm like in proximity of, you know, trees and birds and things like that. So even though the subject matter may or may not have to do with that, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's usually where I can feel that juice, that energy from the universe, you know.
Well, since we're talking about nature, let's take a look at this. This is the new album. You got that? This is the new album that Cosmos put out. It's called The Butterfly Fight Club. Yeah. And there we go. Yeah. What a great album cover.
Yeah. My mom actually painted all of the characters on that cover, and my partner, my wife, Suvi.
I'm going to turn this around.
My wife, Suvi, did all the typography and the layout.
Because it's a great album cover. And one of the things about vinyl that I absolutely love is the album covers, because they
Yeah.
they usually do come with some kind of incredible art.
Yeah.
And I was telling the guys earlier that I believed that your mother had done
Yeah.
the art for the cover.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Where did you come up with the name, the Butterfly Fight Club?
Where
Now,
did I come up with
just
that?
just for the record, that's a tongue twister,
Yeah.
and I can't do it 5 times straight.
You know, it was like, I was kind of like thinking about that whole heavy light dynamic of like, you know, my favorite rock and roll bands, they range from, you know, very heavy stuff to very light, beautiful stuff, and all stations in between. So I was kind of thinking of the Led Zeppelin dichotomy, heavy light, you know,
Yep.
Iron Butterfly, that kind of thing. And so it kind of got me thinking of the like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee thing. And so that just popped into my head, Butterfly Fight Club, you know, and the idea of the bee and the butterfly kind of duking it out, you know.
They certainly are. It's a great album cover. I really, really like it. I can't wait. I'm going to go home and put it on my turntable tonight,
Yeah.
by the way, everybody. That will be going on. And then next
Awesome.
week on my radio show, I'm going to spin the whole thing. So
Sweet.
for those of you that want to hear some kick butt vinyl, tune into 90.9 FM Monday morning. It's going to be great
Do
from
it.
8 to 9. We're going to do that. So let's talk about what you're doing now. What you say that nature is your muse. What makes you write a song? What is it that makes your songwriting have to happen? Because as a singer-songwriter of your nature, you have to write music.
Yeah, it's weird. It just feels like it's like a baby, you know. It's like almost like a gestation thing. Like I kind of feel it coming on a little bit, and that's when I start to know that I have to have a guitar close by. I'm not anymore like the guy. I used to practice like 8 hours a day and that kind of thing, but now it's like as long as I have one close enough so that when it comes, that I can grab it, at least a part of it.
Yep.
And you know, I use my phone and I dictate lyrical ideas and stuff like that, and you know, sometimes it happens in the car. So then I have to like, you know, do the awful thing of like trying to negotiate my phone to be able to like sing a melody or a phrase or something into my phone to keep it. But it's always just a bunch of ideas rattling around, and then some of them that have been there for years, one of them will just kind of stick and then be like, oh, now it works.
Nice.
This little twist on a song or part that I've had for 5 years, 8 years, and suddenly it's like, you know, makes perfect sense, and like a slight modulation or change here, and then it becomes something that works and that lives, you know.
Who do you think that your music sounds like? Do you think that your music sounds like anybody that you have idolized over the years?
I think you can hear the influences of a lot of things in there. I mean, I think, you know, if you go to the more acoustic-y, folky stuff, it can be like a Neil Young, you know, and Nick Drake, and you know, and then you get into the more rock and roll stuff. You hear the Stones, you hear Black Sabbath, you hear you know, Led Zeppelin, and you know, and that's not to say I'm totally. I grew up on classic rock, but
Right.
I've been, you know, had a smidgen of training in Indian classical music. I've been exposed to jazz, all levels of jazz, including free jazz and, you know, standards and all kinds of stuff. So it's a big melting pot, you know.
When thinking about music, what is your absolute favorite, I have to listen to this kind of music?
I mean, it's the classic rock stuff. You know?
Really?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but that said, I mean, I have to feed it. It's like I need new music, and that's why I'm really active in finding new bands, and you know, and very often there are bands that come along that I think are, you know, like I don't buy it when people moan about how there's no good music now and it's not, you know, up to the level that it
Right.
was, and you know, if I had 10 minutes to think about 10 bands that would be equal, you know, one of my favorite bands in the whole world is Wilco, and they're not the newest band, but they're very much a contemporary band, and they're elite, you know,
Yep.
as songwriters and as musicians and performers.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
they're just one example, and there are many more. Spoon is a great example. I mean, there are so many good bands.
I think of some of the newer bands that I really like. I love Fun, and I love Bruno Mars.
Oh, yeah.
I
he's
absolutely
a talented kid.
adore him, and people are like, "You like Bruno Mars?" And yes,
what's wrong with that?
I love Bruno Mars. I think he's incredibly talented. I'd like to see where you're going with your new album, so I hope that you'll bring that back when you have it out. But where is it that people can find you? Let's give them some dates and some times. Remember that we're airing Saturday night.
Great. So I have a local show at the Ivory in Deep River on my birthday, July 22nd.
Nice.
Y'all should come out for that. So at least 2 sets and maybe some special guests, and that'll be a fun night of just good times.
Jocularity,
joviality. And then, maybe somebody over there will see this. I have, definitely some people over there, but I'm playing in Stockholm, Sweden on August 26th, Saturday, August 26th, at a little festival called the Local Act for Peace, which now I'm helping to curate a New York chapter of a Local Act for Peace, as well as there's another one happening in Lagos, Nigeria, the same day, and it's all going to be linked up via webcast.
Nice.
I'm performing the one in Stockholm, but I'm putting together the one in New York, and so it's all going to link up basically. The one in Nigeria is earlier than the Swedish time zone, and then we'll go to the Swedish one, then we'll go to New York. So it's a pretty exciting thing.
That's awesome.
Yep. And it's you should check it out, alocalactforpeace.org. It's this whole basic, it's a peace project. And
say that again, alocalactforpeace.org.
Yep.
All one big long word.
Yep.
alocalactforpeace.org. Check that out and see what's going on with it.
It's a global peace project, and there's a lot to it. Definitely best to just go to the website and check it out.
Yep. What got you started in that?
Just by chance. My wife is she was born in Sweden, so we go there pretty regularly, and whenever I'm there, I try and perform.
Yep.
And I know quite a few people over there. So last time I was there, it sort of came down through the grapevine. I was actually supposed to play this club in Stockholm, and somehow they had mixed signals and they weren't ready for me, and they double booked a band downstairs. Anyway, it was a whole fiasco, and I was rightly pissed. And but my friends were kind of like were bummed. It was very un-Swedish, the whole thing, because Swedes are like on point, with dates and times and numbers and things.
Right.
So they went about like, how do we make this better?
Right.
So through the grapevine, they heard about this festival and they called them up, made the contact, and and they were like, we just so happen to have somebody drop off the bill, so we have an open slot. And sure, so I went and did it, and it was great. I got to play right as it was at this beautiful house, and got to play right as the sun was setting behind me, and it just like was one of those magical things. And then I just befriended the owners and the people who created this whole peace project.
Yep.
Because needless to say, I want to help, and so and it's good stuff. So then it just kind of happened. That was the springboard, and now it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Nice.
Hopefully we can
So
find investors
this is all happening on the same day in New York and Nigeria and Sweden.
Yep.
Only you're going to be across the pond over in Sweden.
Yep.
Playing there instead of here in America. Do you think that next year you'll be here?
We might even do one in the wintertime that I perform here at. Well, they are going to do one in February. They basically do it biannually. This will be the third one. They did one at the end of August last year, which I played, and they did one in Sweden in February, and now they're doing another one in August this year. So I think the February of 2018 one I'll perform here.
Now tell us a little bit about your new album. This is this one, and this is great. Tell us about the new one coming out and how that's coming together.
It's coming together great. I mean, the new one is a little bit more of a full band project, in that the band really coalesced after this album came out. It's the same drummer. But I'm trying to think. It's none of this. A lot of the people I brought in for this were like, I brought Dave Drywitz from Ween to come play bass on a track. My friend Peter Levin, who's a
keyboard player and was the keyboard player in Greg Allman's band. You know, I pulled
That's
in
one
some,
of the people I haven't heard you mention yet today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Greg is a huge. I was lucky enough to meet him on a number of occasions and see him perform countless times. So yeah, he's a huge influence, a big loss. But anyway, so this was more of a singer-songwriter effort, whereas the new one is, although I wrote all the songs, they kind of all grew in a live context with the band. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
So it's a bigger album. There's 9 songs and more production and 10 songs, in fact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait. And it's coming out on vinyl too.
It will, yeah.
Why vinyl?
Because well, I just love the experience. I love the art, and I also, for me, I mean, the audiophiles can argue whether or not a high-resolution digital is better than an analog source, and frankly, I've had that argument, and I personally enjoy the pacing and the solidity and the warmth and all those, kind of.
I feel like you can actually feel the vibrations
Yeah.
coming off the album when you're playing the real vinyl.
They're all feely things,
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I like feely things.
Yeah, me too. Some people don't get it, and I'm sorry for them, but
yeah, I like the whole ritual.
It is just
I love
a
it.
simple matter of preference.
Yep.
I prefer vinyl.
Yep.
Most people I hang out with prefer vinyl, but whatever. So my final question for you is, what do you believe your legacy to this world should be?
I believe that's a good question. I believe my legacy to this world should be having left it better than I found it, and with a body of work that even people, this happens all the time. Even after I'm gone, maybe some people will find this body of work that I've been working on for decades now, and it'll bring people joy. And that's it.
Well, I hope that it does, and I'd like it to start bringing people joy now. Check this stuff out. It's at cosmossunshinemusic.com, and it's really good stuff. So check it out. Until next week, remember to check in with your neighbor. Make sure that they're okay, especially on the really hot days. Make sure that there's food and water in your neighbor's refrigerator. Make sure that people in your neighborhood have the things that they need, especially if you have a little extra. Reach out and touch someone. Love everyone, because that's the only way that we can keep this community safe and sound. Until next week, everybody, God bless and have a really great week. Bye-bye.
This is called Sun Will Rise.
Light to fill our eyes, it's another day. Dawning, brighten up our skies so we might find a way. Our hearts are open wide for love to step inside, and I feel it growing. Blinded, and we're caught up in a tide of emotion. But the sun will rise again. by moon.